Greetings, welcome to our channel. It is a pleasure to have you here. We kindly and respectfully ask that you leave your support by liking and subscribing so that we can grow together and continue to bring you important, up-to-date and relevant information about the world of the oval ball and our beloved Texas franchise. Cowboys face a delicate scenario in negotiations with star Micah Parsons, and surprisingly, Jerry Jones is not the obstacle this time. The Cowboys organization is facing a complex and high-risk strategic scenario involving one of its main stars, defender Micah Parsons. What makes this situation even more remarkable is the fact that the figure of Jerry Jones, traditionally seen as an obstacle in contract negotiations, does not appear as the villain in this story. The team's management not only stumbled upon a large salary cap margin this offseason, but carefully planned this financial maneuver. The Cowboys restructured the contracts of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, releasing significant amounts in order to prepare the ground for what everyone expected to be a period of aggressive signings and decisive investments. Praising the actions of Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones may not be popular among fans at this time, but it is necessary to recognize that this time the two are showing themselves to be more strategic and proactive than usual, as reported by journalist Mike Fisher from the portal specializing in franchise news. The Cowboys have already started important talks with Micah Parsons, and there has even been an exchange of contract proposals, which demonstrates the degree of seriousness with which the negotiation is being conducted. Information obtained from reliable sources indicates that Dallas would have presented Parsons with a long-term agreement with an estimated duration of 5 years with considerable average annual values of around $40 million, a figure that recognizes the importance and impact of Parsons on the team's defense. However, there is a third decisive element in this equation, a character often ignored by public opinion, but who exerts enormous influence on contractual decisions. The player's agent, a professional whose role goes far beyond bureaucratic representation. He is the silent strategist behind crucial career decisions and has great responsibility in defining deadlines, goals, and expectations. It is understandable that fans want to see immediate changes and reinforcements. However, it is important to understand that negotiations of this size require time, tact, and intelligence. It is not a question of negligence or lack of will on the part of the board, but rather of prudence and vision of the future. In fact, there was a deviation from the team's traditional pattern this offseason. The Cowboys adopted a firmer and even aggressive stance when trading players and making room on the payroll, signaling a real effort to rebuild and strengthen the roster in recent statements. Stephen Jones has publicly stated that he is looking for an explosive receiver to make up the offensive roster, and confirmed that talks with Micah Parsons about his contract extension are underway. He also made it clear that he intends to bring forward renewal negotiations with other promising players such as Jake Ferguson and Darren Blandstill. Crucial positions such as wide receiver and cornerback remain open, and around $33 million in salary cap space remains available without immediate use. The question that arises, it is clear why this amount has not yet been moved. The answer is starting to take shape now, as anticipated by analysts. The board did not create this financial cushion just to keep it frozen. This would be a serious administrative failure. However, in recent meetings between the owners of the league's franchises, it was possible to obtain greater clarity through the statements of Stephen Jones, who reinforced the organization's careful and long-term strategy. Thus, it is possible to understand that the moment requires patience, trust, and attention to the backstage, as the decisions made now will have a direct impact on the future of the franchise and on its performance on the field. If you value this type of content and want to continue following all the details involving the Cowboys and the NFL universe, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with other fans. Together we are stronger and more informed. Thank you very much for walking with us.